Hello, good evening. Welcome to Look North. Our top story tonight. A Yorkshireman living in Ukraine shares his shocking story of fleeing to the border with airstrikes in Kyiv.
There was reports of different tanks coming in on different bridges, things being blown up, people being attacked.
Elsewhere, donations for Ukraine continue to pour in from across our region. Also tonight, as fuel prices hit a record high, we speak to one haulage company whose fuel bill has gone up £34,000 a week. The troubled tourism body Welcome to Yorkshire goes into administration after council leaders end its funding. And flipping brilliant, Scarborough hosts its annual Pancake Day race, and Paul and I have a competition of our own too.
Well, what a lovely start to March it's been, but we're not going to be that lucky tomorrow. Join me for the very latest.
Hello, thanks for your company this evening. A man from Ripon who's been working in Ukraine for 7 years has been describing the terrifying journey he made to escape the fighting. Lewis Edwards had been teaching at summer camps and at a private school. He fled with his girlfriend under the cover of darkness. He's just one of hundreds of thousands of people who've been crossing the border into neighbouring countries. Here's what it involved for Lewis and his girlfriend. They left Kyiv by car on Friday, travelling the 500 kilometres to Lviv in western Ukraine. Then from Lviv, they took the train to Uzhhorod district. That's around 290 kilometres from Slovakia. They ended up sleeping at the roadside. From there, they then went by bus to the Slovakian border and arrived late last night. There was the constant threat of shelling throughout. Phil Bodmer takes up their story.
There was a lot of rockets, there was a lot of explosions, there was sirens constantly. There was reports of different tanks coming in on different bridges, things being blown up, people being attacked. It was heavy, but now we're hearing that it's much heavier now. It's full war zone now.
Lewis Edwards from Ripon describing the terror in Kyiv. The 32-year-old had been living and working there with his Ukrainian girlfriend. Last night they finally crossed the border into Slovakia, much to the relief of his family back home in Yorkshire.
Hello.
Hi Lou, it's really nice to see you in the flesh. How are you?
We spent a night in the metro station. One time when we left, we come out around the corner and we heard gun cock, and in Ukrainian get on your knees, get on your knees. It wasn't for us. If we wouldn't have had contact with all these different people from all over the country, either my friends or friends of friends or friends of relatives' friends, direct messages that we could trust, I don't think we could have got to the train station to get out.
For loved ones desperate for news, the last few days and nights have been full of anxiety.
It's been every parent's worst nightmare to get a phone call from your child, no matter how old they are, at 4 o'clock in the morning to say that where he's living is being bombed, and for him to stop that telephone call because he's had to run to a bomb shelter, and then not hear from him for hours and hours, not knowing if he's alive or dead.
The couple, with the help of friends, used the cover of night for their dangerous journey west.
We were going from village to village by car, trying to avoid different rocket attacks and sirens and reports of tanks in different areas and things like that. And we did, we avoided almost everything. We saw a couple of times, tanks in the distance, distance, and you could hear them, but we were never so close. Google's now blocked all live information on maps of traffic and things like that to stop the Russians knowing where people are. But it also means that you don't know how to move without other people telling you what it's like in each area.
Grateful Lewis and his girlfriend are alive and well. The family have now set up an online appeal to help other refugees crossing the border.
They wanted to help with aid, food, shelter. They've got a lot of women and children, so with sanitary toys. So I've set up a GoFundMe page to help finance this, and it's not a lot, but we're all trying to help back here at home as well.
Is there anything more we can do?
No, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot already. Yeah, don't worry.
Lewis and Tanya may be safe in Slovakia, but their thoughts and prayers are very much with those left behind in Ukraine. Phil Bodmer, BBC Look North.